Uh, so yesterday we discussed the two-level factorial design, and in this particular course we will mainly consider the two-level designs, because in majority designs are used, but in some cases three levels are also considered. I will show you one example, and uh, apart from the three level, there are some uh, more higher levels like four levels or five levels. Those kinds of designs are also considered, but very rare, very rare in fact. So now you can ask that how the three levels are actually considered. So I will uh, give you uh, one particular example. Okay. Uh, so in case of two levels, we have already discussed about the design matrix. Only one thing, one particular column that we have not yet discussed, that is the column of TC. You know that this column is the observations. This columns represents the levels of the main factors, and these columns levels the interactions. But we have not uh, discussed about this particular column TC. What does it mean, TC? TC means treatment combinations. You can see that this is A, B, and 1. So when TC will be A, that means factor A is at higher level. When TC is B, it means that factor B is at higher level. When it is AB, it means A and B, both the factors are at higher level. In this way, it is considered. And one is actually termed as base level, which is considered that both the factors are at low level. Okay, this is treated as base level, and based on the base level, we can change one particular uh, factor. We can change. Okay, you can see here that it was minus and minus, then it has become plus. Okay, the high level. So in this way, uh, you can change. Or suppose for this matrix, you can see that all are -1. That means at low level. Then at least one element we can change. -1 to +1 it has become. So in this way, we can consider. For one factor, there are 2 runs. For 2 factors, there are 4 runs. For 3 factors, there are 8 runs to cube. So in this way, two-level factorial designs are considered. Now, in this particular case, this is an example of the three-level factorial design considered. Three level. So in case of three level, you can see that instead of only -1 and +1, 0 is also considered. Okay, 0 is for medium level. And you can see that x1 square, x2 square, x1, x2, x2, x3. So these are all these interactions are also considered. Okay, because they are obviously, the interactions will actually go high. And if you ask that why in this case x1 square, x2 square, these things are considered, but here a square or b square, these are not considered. Actually, uh, if you go through the of the design matrix, then you will find that these kinds of things are there. And uh, you know uh, if you want to know more details about the 3-level factorial design, I have provided one link in the WhatsApp group, so you can uh, go through in more details about the 3-level factorial design. But actually, these things are not. Why these things are not required? I am telling you, because when you will use Minitab, okay, so the level and the number of factors you need to select. Suppose you are considering 4 factors and you have 3 levels. Each factor is having 3 levels. So you will just select in Minitab the levels and the number of factors that you will simply select. And if it is a mixed kind of design, suppose out of 4 factors, 2 factor is having 3 levels, okay, and 2 factor is having 2 levels, then also that thing also you can select using Minitab. I will show you later. Okay. So if you give these values, okay, then automatically the design matrix will be generated. You don't need to do anything. Later on, we'll also see that in case of Taguchi Roba's design, of that if you just provide the values, automatically the design matrix will be generated. Uh, Actually, there is I mean, uh, only when you will see the design matrix, then only the main fact. Okay, because you will be setting for your particular experiment, you will be setting the values for only the main parameters. The interactions you cannot set. Okay, but in case of the results, if you the results that suppose you are doing ANOVA or analysis of variance or any kind of statistical analysis, when the results will be generated, the interactions effect will be also given. Okay, and you can simply analyze it. Okay, so you don't need to worry how to select or how to develop the design matrix, that you don't need to worry. Okay. So similar also in case of the 4 factors, also the same. Okay, or in case of 5 factors, the same thing will happen. But again, I am telling you that what will be the design matrix for the 4 or 5 factors, or what will be the design matrix for the higher levels of factors. So actually it is difficult to understand, and there are a lot of interpretations, lot of calculations are there. So I'm not going into that much details because it will be automatically generated. Now one thing that I would like to describe, and it is very important, that we should know what is orthogonality. Okay, here in the for this particular course, the simply speaking, we will define the definition of orthogonality as whether the column is balanced. In terms of this thing, in terms of balancing, we will express orthogonality. Okay, and also another way we can see, so that I am going to discuss. First, let's take a look at the definition of orthogonality and orthogonal array. So let's look at here. An orthogonal array represents a matrix of numbers. Each row represents the levels or states of the chosen factors, and each column represents a specific factor whose effect on the response variable are of interest. Orthogonal array has the property that every factor setting occurs the same number of times for every test setting of all other factors. This allows us to make a balanced comparison among factor levels under a variety of conditions. Okay. Using an orthogonal array minimizes the number of runs while retaining the pairwise balancing properties. So here you can see in the bold, it is represent bold words that you can say that array is nothing but just a part of table. Okay, suppose you have been given a table, you are considering one particular part that will be no. Orthogonality means from a set of numbers, you need to arrange the numbers in an array in such a way that if you eliminate one or any column, the combination and row-wise sequence of the numbers for rest of the columns will be unchanged, though row will be changed. You can see that suppose this orthogonal array, it is shown here. Okay. Suppose the first column you are in what 1 1 2 1 2 2 1 2. These are the sequences of the rows. Okay. So all the combinations you are finding here. Suppose if you eliminate or discard the middle row, middle column, then you will get the combinations like 1 1 2 1 1 2 2 2. If you discard the third column, then you will be getting 1 1 2 2 1 2 2 1. So all the combinations you will be getting for each time. Okay, so this is actually known as the property of orthogonality. This in this way, mathematically it can be said. Uh, but in another way you can see it that in these particular columns, uh, equal number of the levels have been considered. One has been repeated for 2 times, two has been repeated for 2 times. So this is a balanced. This column is balanced. So in this way, we can also consider the orthogonality or orthogonal nature, because uh, later on factorial design that we will discuss, or be it suppose for the fractional factorial design or even for the Taguchi's robust design approach, the kind of things that we will see, it will be balanced. All the columns will be balanced. So those matrix will be orthogonal in nature. So that we will see later on. Okay. Uh, but but one thing you should know that uh, very strictly speaking, this is actually rough in think about the definition of orthogonality, but in very strictly speaking, the definition is of orthogonality is little bit different. And not only that, but also here we assume that the balanced design, which is actually orthogonal in nature, it is actually very good design approach. But you should also know that there are some designs approaches which are not balanced at all. For example, the Box-Benkin design, those are not balanced design as such, but still they are very good design approach. Okay, but those things are we are very high level of concepts which we are not discussing at BTech level. Okay, the basic things we are all only discussing. Obviously, the RSM or those things they are very much used, widely used, but those things are higher level courses. So that we are not discussing for this course. Here we need to know just the design of experiment. Including full factorial design, the fractional factorial design, and Taguchi's robust design. That's it. So now take a look at uh, the 2 to the power 3 factorial design. It is already discussed. I have discussed it here. Okay. Here the same thing you can see here. Okay. The treatment combinations are given and all these things are also provided. Now the question is why so many treatments? You can see there is a table. You can see it. And in this particular table, you can notice that number of factors are provided. Okay. And the order of interactions, that is also provided. Okay. And the main effects uh, that is given, that is obviously which will be equal to the number of factors. Okay. So you can see that as the number of factors increases, okay, the order of interactions also it is going higher and higher. Okay. So what does it mean? It means actually that as you increase the number of factors and as you increase the levels also, mainly factors because in case of levels we maximum we consider 2 or 3. So uh, the number of tests to be conducted for a full factorial design, it also increases. There tends to be a redundancy in full factorial designs, redundancy in terms of an excess number of interactions that can be estimated. Fractional factorial design exploit the redundancy. This is the philosophy. Okay. So how to do that, that I will discuss. But before that, we can see the interpretation of how we can interpret a full factorial design that we can see. Okay. So I will discuss in more details later, but now just roughly speaking what we can do, that you just get an idea. Suppose when you will be conducting the a full factorial design, you will be interested to check what are the effects of the independent variables or the input variables on your response variable or y. And suppose you have taken your independent variables as pressure and temperature. These two are your independent variables. Okay, and suppose you have got some responses, okay, for the y output value, and suppose your pressure has got three levels, 200, 215 and 230. Your temperature has got also three levels, 150, 160 and 170. Okay, so you will be performing analysis of variance or the ANOVA. Okay, after conducting this experiment of a full factorial design, and you will be getting these values. So you can see here that pressure, okay, it has since there are three levels, so obviously the degrees of freedom is 2, and the same thing also for the temperature. You can see that pressure has a significant effect on the response variable, because p value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Okay, p value, it actually represents a probability value. P value, it represents the statistically significant, whether it is statistically significant or not, that it is being represented. In case of temperature also, you can see that the p value is less than 0.05, because usually we take all these things at 95% confidence level. So what are those things that I have already I described? You can go through my YouTube channel, then there you will find and also the lot of other videos you will find on YouTube, that where what is p value, and what is confidence level, what is confidence interval, and why, what is the meaning of the, what is the interpretation of the p value, okay, and what is the meaning of statistically significant. So those, all those things are described there, and also how, what is the null hypothesis and what is alternative hypothesis, those things are also discussed there. If I get time, then I will also discuss these things in the class, and if I don't get time, then you can just simply go through my YouTube videos. I have already provided lectures on these particular terminologies or these particular topics. Okay, and also you can see that the two-way interaction, the effect of the two-way interaction, that is also provided. The two-way interaction of pressure and temperature, you can see that the p value is 0.47, which is greater than 0.05. So it is, the two-way interaction effect is not significant. Not significant means not statistically significant. That means whatever you are statistically significance means, actually whatever you are seeing here, that is you have taken only some values, you have considered some samples, you have taken, right? You don't have any idea about the population. So the you are basically whatever results you are obtaining, that is based on the sample. So statistically significance means whatever you are getting in the sample, it is expected that the same thing will be applicable for the population as well. Okay, but if it is statistically not significant, that indicates that whatever you are getting for your sample, that is not applicable for the population. Okay. So and the F values are also provided. F values are this actually the test statistics, and based on those the p values are here, actually they have considered. So anyway, we will again interpretation, but before that we can discuss the fractional factorial design. So as the number of factors in a 2 to the power k factorial design increases, the number of runs required for a complete replicate of the design rapidly outgrows the resources of most experiments. For example, a complete replicate of the 2 to the power 6 design requires 64 runs. In this design, only 6 of 63 degrees of freedom correspond to main effect, and only 15 degrees of freedom correspond to two factor interactions. Okay, because uh, you can see here. Okay, 2 to the power 6 design. So for 6, okay, so you can see that 6 and then 66 and 15 degrees of freedom to two factor interactions effect. So here you can see that 15, okay, 15 degrees of freedom for the two factor interactions effects. Okay, and uh, so there is a for 2 to the power 6 design. If you want to conduct a full factorial design, there will be 2 to the power 6 for 64 runs or 64 observations, you will notice. Okay, so automatically the degrees of freedom will be 64 minus 1, which will be 63. Okay, now out of the 63 degrees of freedom, 6 degrees of freedom are associated to the main factor. You can see that 6 degrees of freedom are associated with main effects, and then the 50 degrees of freedom correspond to two factor interaction effect. 15 degrees of freedom correspond to two factor interactions effects. Then you can see that 20 degrees of freedom are corresponding to three factor interaction effect. Then again 15 degrees of freedom are corresponding to four factor interaction effect. Then again 6 degrees of freedom corresponding to five factor interaction effect, and 1 degrees of freedom for six factor interaction effect. Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F. So the six factor interaction effect, only there can be one. So the degrees of freedom will be one. Okay. So in this way, there are 21 degrees of freedoms associated with effects that are likely to be of major interest. Why? I have told you earlier that we are basically interested to find out the main factor interaction effects and the two factor interaction effects, because mostly it is noticed in practice that the two factor interactions effect or the main factor interactions effects have the possibility to become statistically significant. But in case of three factor interaction effects or higher level of interactions, the it is actually the less chance that that interaction effect will be statistically significant. There is a very less chance. So in this case, there's the main factor interaction effects at 6 and two factor interactions effects at 15. So 6 plus 15, it will be 21, and uh, here that out of 63 degrees of freedom, the 21 degrees of freedom is our main area of interest, and the rest of the 42 degrees of freedom are associated with three factor and higher interactions, so we are not interested in it. Now you can ask that why the three factor interaction effects or the higher interaction effects are not very much uh, important to or why they are not very much fruitful to influence the response variable, because actually this is very technical in nature. You just think about suppose you have taken three variables: speed, feed, and depth of cut. Okay, so the effect of speed on response variable or the effect of feed on response variable will be much higher. The effect of or the interactions of speed, feed, and depth of cut uh, will be much lower on the response variable. Okay, because there is a natural tendency or natural phenomena that the effect gets diluted when as you move uh, I mean to higher order of interactions, or as you consider a lot of interactions effect of the main factors, it is a natural tendency that their ability to change the response variable, their sensitivity becomes lesser. It is seen. Okay, there is a, this is a, you can say that this is a natural tendency. Uh, Now, full factorial design can be reduced to fractional factorial design due to aliasing of the effects or confounding of the effects, which means that you are estimating same things. Okay, suppose A and BC, B and AC, C and AB, more than one. I have provided more than once. I have provided you link, so that link you can just watch the link. See, now I will just go through this particular site. What is the resolution of design? But I'm frankly speaking that at the very first time, you will be able to get nothing. But I will discuss these slides. Okay, then you will get everything. Okay, so don't worry. This slide is not understandable by you at this point of time, but still you listen it. But again, after completing this slide, I will discuss this slide. It will be absolutely clear. Then again, go back to this slide and you will be getting everything. Okay. So what is the resolution of design? An important property of a fractional design is its resolution or ability to separate main effects and low order interactions from one another. In fractional factorial approach, designs of higher resolutions are better in the sense that they provide more information. Okay. So resolution 3 designs, uh, uh, some particular resolutions are given here. Resolution 3 designs, these are designs in which no main effects are aliased with any other main effect, but main effects are aliased with two-factor interactions, and some two-factor interactions may be aliased with each other. And 2 to the power 3 minus 1 design table, it is this is not required. Resolution 4 design, these are designs in which no main effect is aliased with any other main effect or with any other two-factor interaction, but two-factor interactions are aliased with each other. Resolution 5 design, these are designs in which no main effect or two-factor interaction is aliased with any other main effect or two-factor interaction, but two-factor interactions are aliased with three-factor interactions. Okay, suppose a 2 to the power 5 minus 1 design, I is equal to ABCD, is a resolution 5 design. Okay, so here some particular uh, okay. So this is actually due to aliasing effect or the confounding effect. So aliasing effect or confounding effect, actually it is nothing but you are the same things are actually eliminated. Okay, the same things are actually eliminated. So resolution basically depicts the sensitivity of interactions of the input factors on the response variable. Okay, so we will discuss this thing in more detail in the class of Friday. Okay, uh, Friday we will discuss it in more detail about the resolution or the confounding effect of the design. Okay, so it will be absolutely clear to you what is confounding effect or what is aliasing effect. At present, it is difficult for you to understand this slide. You will get nothing about it. But when in the next class I will discuss about this matrix and this matrix, then everything will be clear.
Sir,
So yes,
sir, can
yes,
you go to
please
the
tell.
43rd slide, sir?
Yes, sure. Yes. Hmm. Tell me.
Sir, here it is 2 power 3, no sir? Then it should be only 8 2 factors and 3 levels, no sir?
2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3 doesn't mean 2 factors and 3 levels. It means 2 level and 3 factors. Level to the power factor.
Sir, can you repeat it again, sir?
When I am saying that 2 to the power 3 factorial design, okay, it means, what does it mean? It doesn't mean you have 2 factors and 3 levels. It means you are having 2 levels, because you see here 3 factors, 2 levels each. 2 to the power 3 design. 3 factors. Factor is in power and 2
Oh,
is
okay,
in the
sir.
base. Okay, factor to the power level. This is not the thing. Level to the power factor. Okay.
Okay, so then how 8 is coming, sir, there in the matrix?
2 to the
Number.
power 3 is equal to 8. So that's why 8 is coming. 8 means you will be getting, this is the process that if you do the level to the power factor, then you will be getting the value of the number of combinations that is possible. So 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. So there will be 8 possible combinations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you can do this manually also. You can do this. You can think, suppose you have been given uh, two three factors you have been given, and each is having 2 levels. Then you manually you just check that how many possible combinations it can happen. It can happen only 8. This is the simple
Yes, sir. 8, sir. Correct, sir.
permutation and combination.
Got it, sir.